Welcome back to the GSL Code S, the Premier League for WCS Korea Season 3. And so far, we've had a pretty quick set of 2 matches, which puts us now into our final match, a rematch between SuperNova and Deer.
Exactly, SuperNova and Deer going up against each other once again. This was also the opening match of the day. As you can see, we have only 3 best-of-3s today since Jangbi announced his retirement and is not participating in today's group, which means that SOS got a free win in his first best-of-3 and is now already in the round of 16 after he was able to take down Deer. So for him it was a very short day of work, a 4-gate, and then a little bit of I don't want to call it a longer game, but it was a little bit longer than game number 1, and now he's back at home and he's like, yep, that worked out well.
Worked out pretty well for him, pretty easy day. Yep. SuperNova, on the other hand, has been having a rougher time. At least he got that free win against Jongbi that keeps him alive here, but now he's got to play against the player who pretty much thoroughly dismantled him in the previous series, so you can't be feeling good going against somebody twice who already beat you 2-0.
On the other hand, the worst thing for Deer to happen right now, we were joking about this a little bit earlier, just think about what would happen here if SuperNova suddenly decides to go, let's say, for an 11-11 against Protoss, wins the game, plays a proxy Banshee play and wins it as well, just something like completely ridiculous. And then Deer, who started out with a 2-0 win against SuperNova, would have just dropped out completely. He's the only player today that has to play 3 matches.
Yeah, because he is never matched up with Jongbi. Since he won the first match, he doesn't get any free wins. He's got to actually win all of his games by his own merit. So just sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. The same could have been said of SuperNova had he won the first match, but he didn't.
Deer, of course, is still here the highly favorite player, not only because he took out SuperNova earlier on with a quick 2-0, but also because he was able to accomplish one of the best records in this matchup.
Greetings to Germany.
Na, da schließe ich mich doch mal an. Schöne Grüße nach Deutschland.
I don't think he has the headset to hear you, but I'm sure he'll watch the VODs.
Everyone else definitely understood that.
I guess those were people's names on his sign. I didn't really see.
No, those were names. Friends and family, I guess.
Yeah, probably so. Well, it's always good to have fans here in the studio. If you guys are in Seoul, come down to Gangnam, come down to Samsung Station, and come check out the matches live here.
Apparently, Deer currently has a bit of an issue, or at least he rebooted his PC, so the PC is currently rebooting, and as soon as he's going to join the lobby, we're of course starting with game number 1, which is actually taking place on Akelon Wastes. And, well, earlier in game number 1, when we had the first best-of-3 between the 2 players, what we saw in the first game on Belcher Vestige was actually more of a misread by SuperNova, where he didn't really see what was going on. You're just a douche. I hate you.
During this time, I thought, you know, one way that Keller would like to spend his downtime is if I fill my monitor with pictures of Moby, and so I did. And
I look over and I actually just look at him when we're talking. I'm like, what does he have there? And it's like, I hate you.
You know what's funny is
I need to get rid of the glasses. He has the same glasses.
He has the same glasses, man. And you know what's funny is they have these different categories: Moby, album, Jim Rash, hair. I gotta click on that one. He does have the same hairstyle as you.
I like the hairstyle.
It's good.
Don't like
it's
the glasses.
good. It looks good on you. The glasses look good on you. Moby's famous. You're famous.
Once again, I need to say that the glasses are not the new hipster style or anything in Korea. I have to wear the glasses because I'm getting LASIK surgery next week, Thursday, and therefore I have to wear glasses for a week. Yeah. And I didn't have any glasses, so I went to the optometrist and told them I need the cheapest glasses that you have because I'm just going to crush them after a week.
Well, don't crush them. You know, you could get some value
you want
out of them later. Yeah, maybe I'll keep them as a souvenir. Like, it's one of your Horcruxes. Let me see how bad your vision is.
Oh, really bad.
Oh, wow. What is this? It's like those. It's like when you put those drunk goggles on to see what it's like when you're drunk or something.
Oh, that is worse.
Yeah, they look good on you, though. I like them.
It was actually funny, like when I went to the clinic and they go through an examination with you at first, my eyes were never examined like this thoroughly ever before. They have like 8 or 9 stations where they put you through, where they measure the pressure of your eyeballs, the size of your eyeballs and everything. There was like, some of the stuff was really, really weird, and they put like eye drops in your eyes that completely like, they changed like, I think the pupils or whatever. I was walking around like on drugs for an entire time, and people stared at me because my pupils were apparently like massive. So it was like really funny. I was quite happy when I was back at home. But yeah,
that's you know, it's always good to make sure you at least have the best checkup possible, because that's really important. You know, those are your eyes, the only eyes you're going to have. So.
Yeah, I'm actually getting in surgery that leaves you in pain for like 3 days. A friend already offered that she would come over to my place and kind of take care of me for the first 3 days. And I'm like, if that really hurts as much as I've heard, then I don't want to have anyone near me for 3 days. I will be cranky as hell, and I will probably shout at people. So I want to be at home alone, probably yell the entire time, and just trying to listen to audiobooks or whatever.
Is it true that it's kind of hard to see during those 3 days as well? I mean, not like you're blind, but you know, it's just you don't want to have your eyes open. It's
From
annoying.
what I was told, vision is going to be 70% already, and will just get better over the next few days. But you should see enough to like live on your own. That's not going to be the problem. It's more just like trying to relax the eyes as much as you can. So I actually have a lot of audiobooks now at home that I'm going to listen to, and just trying to sleep a lot, because reading is not going to be the best thing. You can read. That's the good thing that I actually have like an ebook, because I can just increase the font. That will relax it for the eye, make it a little bit more easy on the eyes as well. But yeah,
here we go. Akalon Waste, though. You know, both these guys ready to go.
Yeah.
Deer's got glasses. I'm not sure if they're as fashionable as yours. Does not look like Moby.
They are probably a lot better though. Well, we could get him a haircut, and then maybe he would like the Asian Moby. We don't know. But Deer, at least he apparently rebooted only this PC, but was able to fix whatever problem he had earlier. We're jumping into game number 1 in the last best of 3 of the day here at the WCS Premier League Group C between SuperNova and Deer. Starting to the bottom right, we have the Terran player for Zubu, a team that had a few players leave just today. This is the Terran player called
Zubu SuperNova.
Yep, Genius and San. Genius announcing it for both of them on Twitter. That puts their team roster down to, I think, 5 remaining players.
Yep. And well, in this particular game now we have one of them, the Terran player, going up against the Protoss here on screen. Starting to the top left, we have once again for STX Seoul.
STXO Deer.
And he's got quite a few fans here in the studio. The studio pretty packed today. And I'm really curious to see what we're going to see out of SuperNova, because if I'm SuperNova here, I'm thinking the later the game goes, things seem to fall apart for me. And I need to make sure that I control the game from the start. And he kind of overcommitted to his harassment a little bit in the previous series and didn't get a whole lot done.
And I want to remind you guys once again about the insane track record that Dia has against Terran players. Just to put that into numbers, Dia has played 16 best of 3s. 16 best of 3s against Terran players, and he only lost 3 of those. He lost the best of 3 to Pole, he lost actually a best of 1 to Fantasy, and a best of 3 against Hack. That was like one of the first Terran matches against Terran that he ever played. But besides those matches, he won everything else against players like Marine King, SC, Byan, Tasia, the STC, Flash, Byong. It's just crazy to just look at his statistics in this matchup. SuperNova is struggling against Protoss a lot more than Dia does here. But of course, in a situation like this, anything can happen. So if SuperNova gets a good start here, maybe Dia is gonna crumble.
Yeah, could certainly be true. SuperNova takes a command center first on the high ground, a hidden one. A little bit easier to feel safe with that up on the high ground. Deer, on the other hand, is making a Zealot, which will be able to run up and scout this pretty easily. And this is an interesting choice by SuperNova, probably not the one that Deer expects. He goes into 2 barracks here to play it safe, and this is also going to give him the ability to pressure a little bit with the first few Marines he's going to have. And only 1 gas so far for Deer, interestingly enough, so he's going to pressure early on as well.
Yeah. Dia must feel very confident going into this match, since he won earlier already with a quick 2-0, so I wouldn't put it past him to play a very aggressive style. That worked well for him on Belcher Vestige, and he kind of tried to play as aggressive as he could in the second map as well. But of course, especially Belcher Vestige, that was the map where he was able to execute so much pressure that SuperNova never even had a chance, also because he misread it, of course. But on a map like Akalon, I can definitely see Dia go once again for some aggressive play.
This is so interesting that he only took 1 gas, because it gives him a faster Nexus. But usually don't see players do this because of the Mothership Core. You want to have that gas for that. SCV is being pulled down here.
Yeah.
Wants to make sure he can deny the Zealot from getting into the... I don't actually... That was... I mean, the Zealot could still run by here, first of all. Even if the SCVs are there. I guess if we tried to surround, he may have been able to prevent that.
That lost him a lot of mining time on the other hand.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the idea. He's concerned. He wants the bunker to finish because he knows the Stalker is coming.
I think that was more the reason why he did this. We saw a lot of Terran players fall apart in the early game because the Proto starts with a very early gateway and gets the units out, is extremely fast, moves in, takes down the SCV, and then suddenly you don't have a bunker, you only have a few Marines. That might have been the thought process here, just expecting Dia to play very aggressively and trying to go for the safety of additional SCVs at the bunker so that he can complete it even if there are a lot of units early.
Yeah. Deer doesn't know 100% that there's a command center first. Uh-oh, no, this is not good. But Deer has to make sure he controls the Stalkers well, and that's exactly what he does. Gets him around, losing only shields. Now he has the Mothership Core to fall back on, and Time Warp.
Oh my god, the Mothership Core in the main base on the other hand. Where does it go now? He can't use the Time Warp. But Deer is losing not only the Zealot, but also the first Stalker. And that could have gone a lot better here for the Protoss play, if Mike put correctly, especially the Mothership Core.
Yeah, he could have Time Warped the ramp, used the Mothership Core for extra DPS to help his Stalkers. Even Time Warping the Marines on the low ground would have been good.
Even recalled at some point. Feels like the attack is not going to work again. I mean, there were a couple of options that he had. The Time Warp, of course, what you would have expected in such a situation, just taking down even more Marines, maybe even all of them. But as it is, the defense of SuperNova, solid.
Yeah, very solid. And this actually, with the fast CC, gives him an even worker count with his opponent. Never a situation you want to have as a Protoss because of the mules. You want to be able to stay far ahead in the pro count, use that Chrono Boost, and whoa, almost losing that Stalker there. Trying to do the best he can, really playing with fire here with 28 hit points left. I like the Reaper for SuperNova. It gives him a lot of information about what is coming next. Does he go for a fast 5 gateway follow-up? Is he going to pop some Immortals out? What's next? What's he doing? Is he going DTs even? You want to know that. Yeah, with the armor upgrade that we have first, of course, especially the gateway units are going to be so beefy. SuperNova is already preparing just for aggression with the second bunker that he's building right at the big ramp. He wants also to get another missile turret, or the first missile turret, into the picture. So he's really playing this safe. We saw that in one of the last games that the two of them played, where he got the missile turrets early on so that he could defend against potentially T-Blade. Here comes the Reaper, just trying to have a second look into the base. Yep. And he will get into the main. Yeah, he gets in. Now, of course, we'll see the Twilight Council coming down. Yep. The robotics as well, and the timings here of the Forge. This is all the information SuperNova could ever hope to have, and he's got to be feeling pretty happy that he's gotten all of this. You can't ask for anything more in this situation. The Reaper is happy to die here. He served well. Well, SuperNova's happy for him to die. I don't think that Reaper was happy about it. He was just trying to escape. Well, it was a life worth living. Yeah. He found out what was going on. So he had a mission, a man on a mission, and he accomplished it. There are some types of Reapers that just want to know the whole truth, and he was one of them. Yeah, it's the scholars among the Reapers. Exactly. The Stalkers, you paying attention, that 28 hit points looking pretty wimpy here. He does poke a few of the Marines and annoy them. That Stalker has a death grip. Yeah, he's really asking for it, that's for sure. Look at those additional gateways that we have. +2 is coming in. Yeah. He's trying to take down the Observers here, scanning ahead already. We have the War Prism in the game. The charge is on the way. This is going to be a pretty heavy commitment here, if he goes for that. He also gets the Temple Archive, can go for the Archons and the charge lots with a +2. We've seen this before. Yep. Charge Zealot, Archon, +2 armor. Really, really strong timing attack. It all depends on whether your opponent has a wall, how many bunkers there are, whether or not you can hold this. It can end up being a build that looks suicidal if scouted, but if not, it's so strong. Talking about scouting, already Marines just waiting for the War Prism to arrive here. And we have the factory trying to scout what's going on, and that's like the perfect timing. I mean, it couldn't be any better for SuperNova at this point in time. He sees the War Prism right away. He's even trying to lay a trap here. Nice! Really well done! Stim to victory, but not quite. Not quite. Yeah. Stim to win. You know, that was a crazy commitment that he went for. I cannot believe he actually tried to make that work. A few Marines trying to catch and intercept. Still trying to get it, but not quite. And there's also an observer that knows exactly about it. SuperNova is really liking taking these fast third command centers. He's doing it again on the low ground here, but he has map control now. He thinks he's eliminated the threat of the Warp Prism, and he's going for a little aggressive move here. He scans. Does he go for it? He sees an opportunity here. The Templar are not ready yet. If he doesn't force field,
Here we go. The Storm is far from reaching, but of course we have the SuperNova charge. The first side Templar has already gone. The rest of the Zealots are trying to charge in, and immediately the Solar Step with the Stimp Marines and Marauders. The force field's decent here, taking down a few of the units, and immediately the Protoss player retreats onto the high ground.
The Warp Prism is flying in, 20 hit points left, still alive. 3 Zealots in there. He's boosted for the intercept, and it looks like the Warp Prism this time will actually be taken out. Well,
not quite.
It should be.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of Marines there. He's trying to, but he could boost once again in just a second, and that's exactly what he does. Once again dropping them, and such a nice move by SuperNova.
Really nicely controlled there. Crowd goes wild here at the studio, and I suppose he could have tried to save it with the Zealots that were inside, but wouldn't have gone very well. A few more gates being added. He's got so many Zealots, and it looks like he really wants to commit to that attack. No Archons. He's going to do it with Storm instead.
Yeah, Storm is going to be a big problem here for SuperNova if he doesn't get those Ghosts out. He has the Ghost Academy, and he's trying to build them as we speak. But the bunkers at the front, they are not ready just yet, and we have a drop. That could definitely screw up the economy of Deer.
Yeah, but those units are missing for the defense right now, and here comes the attack. Does he have bunkers? No, he only has 1. He's rebuilding the rest. The SUVs are already pulled, and he's going to have to lift that 3rd command center. No way is he saving that.
Yeah, we have also an attack at the 3rd Nexus of Deer. Here come those units. Where are the Storms? The SCVs alone, if they die, that could be too much damage. Oh my god, that Storm was beautiful. 21 workers down.
Yeah, nothing done here for SuperNova. He's just trying to hide in the bunker. 3rd Nexus is gone, that is to say, and the High Templar on the high ground here will be able to defend this.
Well, they should be. I mean, if that Nexus goes down, that would be a huge problem here. But all those SCVs dying earlier, like at the end, the Headlight, they definitely had a huge problem. And now that puts the worker count massively in ahead of the Protoss player.
Yeah. Right now, 53 to 41. Yes, there are mules. Yes, there is 3 orbitals on the field, but
actually a lot closer than I thought after this many SCVs. Another good Storm.
Great Storms here, killing a few units, damaging the rest. And this has really pinned SuperNova inside.
Yeah. And still a Zealot just trying to make sure that the 3rd base is not being used by the Terran player now to get additional income. The 3rd is being rebuilt for Deer to the left side of the map. He's deciding to take another expansion here, and of course attempting to deny this 3rd for his opponent for as long as possible.
Yeah, this is a game that is getting worse and worse for SuperNova all the time. He's just now starting his armory. 2-1 is done, and he has 2-2 almost completed. SuperNova very behind in upgrades, trying to make something happen with this drop. Not working. The Zealot is killing SCVs at the 3rd base. He's killed several now. And SuperNova just doesn't have any edge in this game. He's trying to hold on for dear life, but it's just not happening, even having to lift his orbital here for a moment.
I mean, what you already pointed out with the armory just now being built and him falling so far behind in the upgrades, that is one of the biggest problems that he has. What he's really trying to make work are all those drops that he is executing, and that could really help him quite a lot. But we have even cannons in the main base that will be able to help out here. Dia has to be careful on the other hand. He's exposing his Immortals, and the first one is already gone. The force field's nice, at least saving one of the Immortals, but this is kind of the momentum that SuperNova could try to use.
Yeah, definitely true. I love those forces. It's so quick, so agile, but SuperNova is walking down the pipe here, and it's 96 army supply to 101, slightly in favor of Deer. He has a lot of Storms available, don't forget, including those, which do take out so many units, and SuperNova is not controlling his units very well against the Storms. He doesn't want to overstim.
SuperNova is going for it. We have units at the bottom right still doing damage in the main base of the Terran player.
Yeah, he's taking so many losses. He has to commit here. He can't walk back. Great dodges on those Storms, but I still don't think he has enough.
And good EMP there for the Terran player, and he's moving in as we speak. Here come the charge lots, though, going to town, and the SuperNova charge helping out. Beautiful Storms going down on every single Terran unit, and SuperNova drops in supply like crazy.
He had nowhere to run.
This is insane. He lost like everything in this last move. He's trying to go for the counter aggression, immediately moving into the main base with those medivacs, trying to do something here. But at the bottom right, he's still being attacked, and Dia in such a massive lead in this game.
Yeah, definitely so. And that was a really nice defense. SuperNova not having anywhere to run, anywhere to dodge for those Storms. And then, I'm really concerned for SuperNova holding this next push. He just doesn't have a whole lot. His army looks so puny, it doesn't even look like an army, it looks like a band of mercenaries. That's it. GG.
GG and game. Dia today being 3-0 against SuperNova, taking the first win and the second best of 3 between the two of them.
Yeah, really, really nice plays. And I feel like SuperNova's got to try something different here, because playing straight up so far is not working for him.
Not at all. he has huge problems here against his opponent, and things are looking very grim for the Azubu Terran player. At this point, I mean, if he loses another map today, then he is out. He will have to play in the Challenger League.
Yep, this is a really, really important match for him here on Polar Night, the map he has chosen. He chose it last time, going for it again. Last time it didn't work out so well.
Yeah, it definitely didn't, and well, maybe the second time's the charm. He needs to do something here. As I said, he's 0-3 against his opponent just today.
It seems like his defenses, his early game is solid. The late game's where he's got his problems. Can he turn around? Can he get those clutch EMPs? Can he dodge the storms? That seems to be his biggest bane here today in the late game.
It just really looks like Dia is just too good in this matchup. This guy is insane against Terran. We've been harping on this, and this is the reason why SuperNova is completely... I mean, he's trying, he's doing whatever he can, but he is without a chance against his opponent today, at least up to this point. So, can he do something differently? Will he play a little bit more aggressive? Is he trying to do something completely different? We're going to find out right now. We're going into map number 2. Here, the last best of 3 of the day at the WCS Premier League. SuperNova going up against Dia, brought to you by Carl and Wolf.